Listen, it is great to have with us Anita Eastlack, and so you were just named to a cabinet-level position. So why don't you introduce yourself to our viewers and talk about that a little bit?
Well, I'm happy to be here to talk with you today, and I was elected to be the Executive Director of Church Multiplication and Discipleship. And I am excited to do that, to carry on the great legacy of that department of basically evangelism and discipleship, and to reach more people, teach more people of the hope and holiness.
Yeah, awesome.
So can you talk a little bit about the process? Because this has been a topic of discussion with us. When does that conversation begin for you? When were you first contacted? And just kind of praying through that and all that goes with it.
Sure. I was just living my life, loving my life, being a co-district superintendent in the Penn-Jersey District with Karl, and loving that, would never want to leave. We were imagining that as our retirement.
Sure.
And so then I get a phone call out of the clear blue sky, asking if I would be willing to talk about this. And so, of course, I had to be willing to talk about it. And that took Karl and I into several days of prayer to consider it.
When we think about, first of all, congratulations.
Thank you.
And actually, Pastors Karl and Anita are the reason that I'm in the Wesleyan Church. So.
I knew that,
Yeah, so
awesome.
We're very proud of Pastor Kimberly.
Through Eastern Hills Wesleyan Church. And one thing I do know about you is just your incredible capacity. And so I, just knowing you, I know that you've probably already begun to hope and dream about what this new role could be. Is there anything that you'd like to share in terms of maybe something that's just beginning to stir on your heart as a dream for as you step into this new role?
Well, you're right, Pastor Kimberly. I am a dreamer and I'm an idealist when it comes to aligning with Scripture and God's heart. And so I am happy that church planting is in this department, because we know that's 100% God's will. And so I would love to be ideal that we're just going to explode in that area. I am so happy that Multiethnic Ministry is in this department, because I totally believe in being multi-ethnic, from the greeters to the ushers to the worship team to the board members to the lead pastor. And then when you get to General Conference, you see it as well. We're doing so well, but we have a long ways to go. And then, of course, to train up leaders with spiritual formation. I love children's ministry and believe that if we, and for those who do, start discipling the baby, the very first Sunday they're in the nursery, it's not babysitting, it's spiritual development, then we've already taken care of our future when we do that and treat children's ministry as important as what's happening in the sanctuary. Carry that through the youth group, and then we're not going to lose our college students then, because they will be so grounded. So yes, I would love to think that I'm a God dreamer.
The Penn-Jersey District Conference is coming up, and
next week.
And your husband Karl announced on Facebook that he would be remaining as the District Superintendent of Penn-Jersey District. So the question we're getting in the chat room is what are going to be the logistics of this? I know you guys are probably still working through that, but give our audience just an idea of what the plan is.
Well, I love that everybody's talking about this. It's it's very personal and so on. But I love that there's a concern, and that's the question, because obviously that was our question, and that's what we were wrestling with just a few weeks before you started wrestling with it. And so I was able to go back to Dr. Schmidt and say, we sense God telling me to say yes to this position with that one condition: Karl would be able to remain as the district superintendent of Penn-Jersey District, because we know he's called to that. And is there allowance for that? And Dr. Schmidt immediately, he was making it sound like that's what he expected.
Wow.
So they've been very generous in working with us. Karl will establish a new leadership model, and we're still working on that. He has time. He doesn't need to be in a hurry to figure that out. We don't need to be in a hurry to figure out all of our logistics. God is not going to hurt us.
Right.
In this, we know we're stepping out into his will, and that was the first question that had to be answered, and now we know he's going to help us to answer all the other questions.
Awesome.
Very good.
Well, this is, like you said, this is a big step. So how would you say people could pray for you? How would you ask our audience to pray for you as you guys go through this transition?
Thank you. I would like all of you to be our prayer partners. Please be my prayer partners, because it is huge. Karl and I love working together. We've always worked together, except for when he was in World Hope for just a short amount of time. So this is a trust journey for God to ask us to work separately again, because we prefer working together, but we go yes with God. So just pray for our marriage, pray for our that new normal, and pray for some kind of sustainable rhythm when it comes to my travel, and working remotely as well as at headquarters, because it's going to take some experimenting. So that's how you can be praying for me. And then when I get out there, pray that God just empowers me to understand as I'm listening to what's going on in CMAD, and to be able to respond as to what he wants for the next season. That Karl also in Penn-Jersey is just going to sense that, oh my goodness, this is what God planned all along, and we're seeing how it's moving forward. It's not moving backwards.
Yeah, well, we're delighted when your name was announced. I just want you to know, I know you felt the support here live. The support online has been amazing. Everybody in the chat room is fully behind you, so we know you're going to do a great job. That's so
wonderful. It's not necessary. It's a big fishbowl now, but it's nice to hear those positive things.
So we know you're going to do a great job. You and Karl done a great job in Penn-Jersey, and we really appreciate you taking time. If you want to find out more about Anita, there's a great article about her and her new position at Wesleyan.org. And we are moving right along. So we've got more guests who are coming. And so we're going to another with video, our premier sponsor.
Thousands of investors have come to trust Wesleyan Investment Foundation as their faith-based savings organization. Our interest rates are competitive and are often higher than similar accounts at other financial institutions. Interest accrues daily and is evaluated and compounded semi-annually. You can invest your earnings back into your account or have them paid directly to you. A regular savings account can be opened with as little as $25, and you can withdraw funds at any time without penalty or fees. Ready to get started? Call our office or go online to wifonline.com to request a savings packet to complete, sign, and return to us. And that's it. Once your account is created, you can access it online and keep track of how your savings are growing in real time and over time. You can also transfer funds into and out of your savings account free of charge via electronic funds transfer. We keep things simple, easy, and worry-free, which means we're not just your faith-based choice, we're an all-around smart choice for your future. Wesleyan Investment Foundation, serving higher interests.